In the single slit experiment, when we change the slit width, what happens to the width of the central maxima? Whether it becomes narrow or wider? What do you think? And how it is related to the Heisenberg uncertainty principle? Heisenberg uncertainty principle says that it is impossible to measure the position and the momentum of a particle simultaneously. In simple words, it means that if we measure the position of the particle accurately, then we can't say about its momentum with accuracy, or vice versa. And in this video, we are going to discuss how this principle affects the quantum world. So be with us till the end of this video. Let's first discuss the mathematical form of this uncertainty principle. It says that the product of delta x and delta p is always greater than h cut by 2. Here, delta x is the uncertainty in the position, delta p is the uncertainty in the momentum, and h cut represents h by 2 pi, where h is the Planck's constant, which have value 6.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 34. So this principle says that the product of uncertainty in position and the momentum is always greater than h cut by 2. And this is the reason that we don't observe any effect in the classical world due to this uncertainty principle, as order of Planck's constant is of minus 34 and size of any object in the classical world is very greater than this value, and as a result of which we don't observe any effect in the classical world. So now, to understand this principle, let us consider a beam of electron incident on the single slit. Let's say this slit have width d and the separation between the screen and the slit is L. So when the beam cross this slit and get incident on the screen, then we observe the diffraction pattern with the central maxima at the center, and sideways there are minimas and maximas. One more thing I would like to mention here is that we observe diffraction pattern only when we have wavelength of the incident particle comparable to the slit width. And for the sake of simplicity, let me only confine to the central maxima. These maxima and minimas are dependent on the path difference. So let's first calculate the path difference. Suppose there are two electrons, first going from the point near to the point A, and second one is going from a point near to the point B, and both are reaching to point C. So the path AC and BC have some difference, and we call this difference in the path as path difference. So this path difference is equal to d sine theta, where d is the slit width. So now we have our path difference. Now let's take the condition of minima, which is path difference is equal to n lambda, where lambda is the wavelength of the wave corresponding to the electron and n is the order of the minima, and we have path difference as d sine theta. So our equation becomes d sine theta is equal to n lambda. So for the simplicity, let us confine ourselves to the central maxima, means we are only taking the first minima. So our n is equal to 1. So our equation becomes d sine theta equal to lambda. From here we can say that d is equal to lambda by sine theta, and also our uncertainty in the position of electron is equal to d, so we can replace d by delta y. So here we get delta y is equal to lambda by sine theta, means our uncertainty in the position of the electron is equal to lambda by sine theta. So now let's find out the uncertainty in the momentum. So for that, consider 2 points, one C, this is the same point, and second point D, which is point of minima on the other side of the central maxima. So now take P1 and P2 as the momentum vector corresponding to path OC and OD. Both momentum vectors have same magnitude but different direction. So divide this momentum vector into components along x-axis and y-axis. So our Py corresponding to path OC becomes P sine theta, and Py corresponding to path OD becomes P sine minus theta, as we have theta in opposite direction. So as a convention, we have used negative sign here. So Py corresponding to OD becomes minus P sine theta. Now we have to find out the uncertainty. So for that we have to subtract these two values. So after subtracting these two values, we get 2p sine theta, So this term represents our uncertainty in the momentum. So now we have find out the uncertainty in the position and the momentum. So let's multiply both of these. So after multiplying these two, delta x and delta p, we get lambda by sine theta multiplied with 2p sine theta. And we can substitute lambda as h by p. And as a result of this, we get delta x delta py is equal to 2h. Now we can replace h by 2 pi h cut. So we get 4 pi h cut. So here we are observing that this value is greater than h cut by 2. So now we have shown that the uncertainty principle is valid here. Now let's see how the width of the central maxima changes when we change the slit width. So for this you need to understand that the slit width is lambda by sine theta. That means sine theta is inversely proportional to slit width, or you can say uncertainty in y position of the electron, and the uncertainty of momentum is directly proportional to sine theta. So with increase in the uncertainty along the y-axis, that means increase in the width of the slit decreases the value of sine theta. That means uncertainty in the momentum of the electron decreases. And similarly, when the slit width decreases, the value of sine theta increases. That means the width of the central maxima increases. This is weird, right? That when we decrease the slit width, the width of the central maxima increases. Now I hope that you are correlating this with the uncertainty principle. That when we make one thing more certain, then the another thing becomes more uncertain. This is like the measurement, that when we measure a particle position, then its momentum becomes uncertain. So this is all about the uncertainty principle, how it affects the quantum mechanics and makes it weird. If you guys find out this video interesting, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next one.